All right, y'all. Today we going with the oracle cards. What is it? Happy Spiritual Saturday. On Spiritual Saturday, we stop and we give reverence to God for what He's done for us in our life, and we also doing the Alice in Wonderland tarot deck. Let's see. Let's see what we can make today. All right. I see a friendship, a partnership. This friendship or this partnership might be the focus of everybody's relationship. It might be coming in towards you. It may be a Sagittarius. This may be a old friendship. So you may be rekindling a friendship. You may be rekindling a relationship. You may be rekindling a partnership. I also that song Bricks. All white bricks, that song come to mind. Gucci Mane come to mind. Gold come to mind. Egypt come to mind. Libra come to mind. Venus comes to mind. I think I don't know what that was. That might have been a full moon eclipse. I see the Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I see like a triangle. A magic. And so, all right, so go back to not yesterday's reading, but the day before that reading. I don't know what color shirt I had on in that affluence. But what I was getting was that alchemel process of manifestation. So this person, you might be a master manifestor. You might be meeting a partner that you may be manifesting with. So if you've been looking for a business partner or someone to partner up with, this is going to be a magic connection. It's going to be like bullseye. It's going to hit the target. It's going to be exactly what the world needs. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. What's at the bottom of my deck? Growth. And look, it's that purple. So you might, like this is a change in psyche, because this is psychic. So I don't know, like this is an internal growth. So you may be going into some internal growth. Your psychic powers may be waking up. Somebody, and I don't even like saying this, but somebody might be waking up. Somebody might realize that you're psychic, or accept, or have grown into the exception. Has grown to accept the fact that magic is real, and that's a real exception. A shift. Their consciousness has shifted from, and the reality to be able to accept that magic does exist, it changes your whole life. It completely shifts your consciousness, because you begin to move differently, because you understand that you're powerful. It's a message. Oh, somebody might be texting you. You might be texting somebody. You might be getting a message about money. I keep seeing the message, the card 33, grounded balance. I'm watching the Avatar, the live action series, and Aang said when you are balanced, that's when you can feel other energies, and maybe that's something we need to talk about too. Like, so he is the last Airbender, but the last Airbender has the ability to manipulate earth, fire, air, and water. Most people can only manipulate once. So just think of this. Let's think of this in the zodiacal way. Like, you have earth signs, you have water signs, you have air signs, and you have fire signs. And most people are just Aries. You're Aries. You're never an Aries and a Sag. You're never an Aries but if we talk about astrology and how astrology works, most people have all people have all of these signs in their chart. Everybody does. But you may not have anything in those houses. You may not have any planets in those houses. It's like a game of bingo. It's like a lottery pick. It's like, okay, God took the universe, shook it up, and dropped it, and says, okay, here's your lucky. The balls will let they fall where they may. So some stuff fell in your first house. Some shit fell in your fifth house. Some shit fell in your 12th house. Some shit fell in your sixth house. And depending on where those planets landed, you might be a little bit luckier or less lucky. You might be more prone to some things or less prone to some things. And depending upon where they landed, what the air and the energy and angle they is to another planet affects all of those things as well. So all of that to say I feel like there's some astrological shift. I also, because we're going back to the Egyptian times, this is a thought of mine, but I always think of like astrological points. Like it's a map, it's the map, and I feel like I don't know. This makes sense to me, and it'll make sense to the people it's supposed to make sense to. But the universe, your guides are trying to get you to a, like, let's say your ancestors back in that time left something for you in the present, like a capsule, but you have to be at this place at this time to get it. So that means you must have gone through this trial, and this trial. And if you've gone through all of these trials and you successfully succeeded, this is something I leave to my ancestors. I believe it has to do with coordinates. I do believe that it has to do with ages and Aquarius ages and things, like not Aquarius ages, but like things like the Piscean age, the Aquarius age. So all of that might be relevant to you. You might like astrology. You might be a nerd. But there has been a shift. There has been a shift in power. There's been a shift in awareness. And look, again, groundedness came out again. So when you're balanced, you can feel what's around you. So if I'm going to try to go into this quantum physics rent. So with the idea of quantum physics is that when a proton, I think, meets a neutron, I believe, I may be saying the incorrect words, forgive me if I am, but go look it up. That is when it becomes a particle. That's when it actually becomes a tangible thing. But without anything, without a neutron or without something for that proton, I forget, or whatever the correct terminology is, whatever, like without something for that resonates at the frequency it needs to stop it, that thing can be present, but we'll never know because there's not something that resonates as the same frequency as that thing in the room to make it real. Okay? So when we're balanced, a lot of psychics, we resonate at the frequency in the room to sometimes see things, sometimes feel things, to sometimes know things or have access to things that most people do not. Do you understand that? I hope that makes sense. So one, if you have that, you need to protect it, because if you don't protect it, people are going to come and try to use you for what you can do. But understanding that is a thing, if that makes sense. And I feel like I was going to go on another tangent about that, but in order to really be in tune with your psychic self and to really know your psychic power, you really have to be balanced. And how do you know that you're balanced? You might need to get balanced. If you really want to shift, if you really want to, you might be trying to, okay, how can I get my psychic powers to turn on? When I first started my psychic journey, I was so curious. That was like, you got to clean your pineal gland, and you got to, motherfucker, I was brushing my teeth with shit that didn't have calcite or whatever the fuck was in it. You know what I'm saying? Because I was about to start not using deodorant. So you might be a beginner on your psychic journey. You're going to meet a lot of people along the way that they're going to help you get grounded, that are sent to you from a past life, and they're going to help you stay focused and shift, and really they're going to help you really tap into your magic. A new life. Yeah. And the thing is, the fact that you realize, or when you realize life is magic, that magic is real, because that's a real fucking, that'll shock the shit out of you. It's like seeing aliens in Miami, boy. That ain't none of my business. But it'll realize, like, you can make your world, like, when you realize you have the ability to shift reality or your reality, like, why wouldn't you make yourself a new life? A soulmate. So you might be about to get into a relationship with a friend, an old friend. I see 222, and like I said, you're in the right place at the right time. So if you do believe in all of that, I literally just got chills. But if you do believe in the Egyptian times and shit like this, like, you're at the place to get whatever is owed to you, your ancestral, what do they call it? Your inheritance. The inheritance is yours. You followed the right path. Yeah, you followed the right path. Like, you've been through the storm, I've gone through the fire, you passed the test. So now go cleanse yourself. in order to receive what's for you. Get balance so that you can tell when something else is present, bitch.